Every
I'm
business
delighted to
owner
welcome our
wants.
next guest back to the show. Cory Mosley joins us today, business strategist extraordinaire. How's that for an introduction, Cory?
I love it. I love it. Anything with extraordinaire at the end of it is always good. So always happy to be with you and Virginia this morning.
We're delighted to have you. You know, Cory, we talked over the course of 2020 about many things impacting businesses. As a business strategist and someone who is dedicated to helping entrepreneurs and businesses, you've seen a lot over the last year. We're talking today about what you're seeing maybe to come in 2021. And I think the news is encouraging.
Yeah, well, there's always two sides to the fence, right? So there are people who most of us were happy to put 2020 in our rearview mirror, irrespective of if we did great or if we were struggling, right? Everyone's just happy to turn that page. Now, what happens moving forward is taking advantage of that new day, new dawn, new opportunity, new momentum. Now, yes, December was not long ago. It was literally 2020, not too long ago. So to have that mindset shift is going to be important. And really, I want to make sure that I'm delivering the message to the audience and to everybody is 2021 is an excellent opportunity to be pursuing entrepreneurship and starting a business. There's just a couple, three key things I want to make sure everybody is aware of before they do it.
Cory, so many businesses in 2020, the word of the year was pivot, or they adapted. You were forced to, as a business owner, to be able to make that adjustment. It seems like a whole other decision to then say, I'm going to launch a business. Is there space for that? Can that happen effectively?
Yeah, well, there's absolutely space for it because there's absolutely opportunity. Now, here's the key. Can you come to market with something nobody wants? No, right? Is now the time to invent the iPad shower holder speaker? No, that might not be the opportunity to do that. But if you're coming to the market with practical solutions, consultants are doing well, trainers, coaches, people are opening businesses that provide services. I just saw the other day in Richmond, a wine delivery service that has now come on the scene that is growing strong for people who, don't want to go out and do that anymore. So there's always going to be opportunities. And Jessica, you've heard me talk about the idea that some of our greatest companies, including General Motors and Uber, were founded in recessionary times or recessionary thought moments or challenging moments in our economy. So I don't want people to be deterred by that because there is this upswing. Starting a business is hard, period. Statistics haven't changed. Most businesses fail. We know that, but it's important that people be thinking about three significant keys. Can I share them with you real quick?
Please do. I'm ready for them.
So number one, people going into the marketplace, I'm advising use a proven blueprint or framework. So I'm not advising kind of kamikaze business startup. So that could be an opportunity for a franchise where you can come into a system that's already established or a proven framework based on whatever you want to start. Who's got the knowledge base for the type of business you want to do and investing in getting that information so you get it right. Number two is a visually credible brand. So many people will get convinced that they can throw up their own website for $25 and it doesn't look good. And you know what? When your brand doesn't look good, people don't think your product is good, okay? And then the last one is rock solid operations. Don't skip the small steps. We've got people starting businesses that haven't registered their business name, aren't even legal businesses. They're just taking money on Venmo and saying they're in business. So those are the ways that you get yourself into trouble really quickly. But if you focus on those three things, that's going to be a key way to be able to set the odds in your favor when starting a business this year.
Makes sense and fantastic advice. Have that blueprint, make sure that your brand is polished and presentable and that rock solid foundation. Don't skip those foundational elements trying to get to the finish or else it's going to crumble. So those are incredible, incredible tips. Thank you so much, Cory.
It's always a pleasure to be here. I want people to win in 2021. I want everybody to win. We can all win together if we adapt and thrive in 2021.
I absolutely love it. Cory Mosley will share some information on our website, WTVR.com/VTM, for a direct link so that you can learn more. And thank you for sharing this with us.
My pleasure.
Wow. Jess, every business owner of course, wants to be successful and may have had a difficult time last year, as 2020 was, shall we say, a little challenging for most of us. But, Cory has such great insight, and I love his positivity for one thing. But you can be as positive if you want, if you don't have a great plan. So that was very helpful, I thought.
He's got Cory has an incredible balance between that positivity, but being very real and to the point. So that's really, really helpful. I so enjoy talking with him and getting those insights, because what an interesting year. Interesting is an interesting way of describing it, but an interesting year from his perspective of entrepreneurship and businesses. If you had just started, what was the impact there? Then studying now, maybe you have pivoted or shifted directions, and now you're interested in launching. So there's so many facets to look at and be able to contribute to. And he's been able to have a really hands-on perspective of helping folks with that. After the interview was over, I said, I am really fascinated about, cultivating your, what everybody calls a side hustle, right? These things that you do well outside of maybe your main career. Yeah. And putting that into a revenue generator, right? Making some money off of that. And he's like, oh, I definitely want to talk with you about that. So I'm hoping we'll have an interview. Get all choked up. We'll have an interview about that soon.
Yeah. It's I think earlier or late last year, we did a topic about how during the recession, after World War II, after big events like that, during all this creativity kinds of drops off. But as soon as it starts to come out, boom, everything pops up and everybody's like, oh, it's pent up stuff is happening. And I'm hoping that's the way it's going to go this time. Although we've had a lot of innovation over the last year. I mean, I'm coming to you live from the river. So yeah, it's been an interesting year. I think we've done, obviously everybody's had to adapt. You don't have any choice. You got to.
Well, and I told him too, and I think we're almost out of time, but I'm at this crossroads, this mind crossroads of still sort of being at the tail end of like, oh, this has happened. Okay, well, we changed. Okay, well, what's next? But wait, do you plan for that, or do you plan for right now? I mean, it's very confusing. So it's great to have experts like Cory on hand to help guide you.
Step by step.
Step by step. Step by step. Stay where you are. We'll be right back.